Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to show you the inside of this universal Kwikset reset cradle and also the brand new hardened Kwikset Smartkey cylinders. So stay till the end to see all the insides of these things, and I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks again for coming. Hi everybody, this is Mike with Door and Lock Tips, and I wanted to show this Kwikset cradle again. This reset cradle. There has been a little bit of confusion on how this works, even with my last video. So I wanted to explain it just a little easier. So this cradle, you can buy it for probably around $34 if you're a locksmith. I bought this from Annixter, so you can buy it from UHS Hardware or COK Supply. I don't know what they charge for it, but I have a pretty good rate with Annixter being a locksmith. So this little cylinder, Smartkey cylinder from Kwikset, I want to show you it close up. Some still think Kwikset makes this cylinder where it's real vulnerable, but in reality it's all metal inside now. If you can see in here, this is where the little cradle engages this nice little cylinder. I've colored it blue for the blue key, and this is silver for the silver key. So I want to show you how nice this cylinder is. There's a bearing right here that engages this little teeny divot in the front. So you're going to use your little pin driver here that comes with your cradle, the little Smartkey cradle, and you're going to push that in. But you can't really make a mistake with these cylinders. So let's say the folks have lost the key to it. Let's say the A key, which goes to this cylinder, doesn't work. And they go, oh, it was working 10 minutes ago. I pushed that little divot, and now it's not working. So with this cradle on your truck, you can save the day. Now, if you notice right here, on the front of the cradle, there's this little picture of a cylinder with that divot on it. So you stick your beautiful little Kwikset cylinder in there, and I highly recommend you have these. These are great little cylinders. They have remade these from 5 years ago, and they're really strong. I have literally packs and packs of these cylinders, and I get them from Annixter. They're relatively inexpensive for me. I get them keyed up the same, which really doesn't matter. You know, I can use this little cradle and bring them right to life if I don't understand what key went in them. So any KW1 key will go in these cylinders, which is so cool. So let's change this key. This doesn't work. The folks say, oh, this key doesn't work. So I'm gonna do this real slow so you all can see how easy it is to change this. So you stick it in your cradle, and you got to make sure that this is turned. It only goes in two directions. It goes on that little slot there, which is right there, or it's going to go on this little face right there. And what happens inside is pretty cool. So let's get the camera right inside there. If you look right there, right inside, when I turn this, do you see them metal little pins come up? That's what's going on with this cradle. It resets through the side of the cylinder right there and pushes all those little reset pins back in place. So this is all metal inside now. It's nothing like its predecessor. They've totally changed this. So you can't really pick it. I bought a tool that has a camera on it coming, and I'm going to show how you can read the key bidding for it. So, you know, here's the bidding. You just have to be able to see what this is inside. So you need a special camera picking tool, really, but it just tells me what the bitting is. So here's how it goes. I'm going to start right now. So first of all, you get your little cradle, you get this arrow all lined up with the picture. Then you put in your cylinder that your key doesn't work with, or you could have a key that you want it to work with. You turn the cradle just like this. You hear some crunching. You just turn it to that direction. Now you stick in your supplied little Smartkey divot pusher until you hear a click. Now listen. Hear that click? That's good stuff. Now you pull this out. You stick in the key, which is the A key that does not work with this. Okay, it does not work, but it will in about 5 seconds. You pull it out. It does not matter which way you turn this cylinder. I can turn it to the left, to the right, does not matter at this point. I turn it either direction, does not matter, and now this little jewel is all pinned up for this cylinder. Now, if I wouldn't have pushed, let me get this out of there. If I would have just pushed in halfway, it would have pinned it up for half the key. And that's where everybody's making their mistake, you know, the homeowner, not the locksmith. We know that you have to have this key shoulder, which is this part of the key right here and right there. It has to run into those little divots on the face of the Smartkey. So the shoulder has to be set right against that. But I just repin this, well, really reset this Smartkey in a few seconds. So let's watch it from start to finish. Now I know the A key works, but the B key that used to be this cylinder does not work with it anymore. So that's what I expected. So now I'm going to stick it back in the little cradle, and first I'll turn the cradle to the picture. Real simple. I have my little divot pusher. I stick this little beautiful Smartkey cylinder in the cradle. I turn it. Now you notice it's jumping a little bit in there, but what's happening is those little fingers are pushing up into this 5 slots in the cylinder. So I push it, I reset the cylinder, I just leave it in that position. I push this. This is really what's going to make this into a negative zone. It'll accept any key. You heard that click. I pull that out. And what was I doing? I was doing the blue key in again. I pull this out, and now I just turn this in any direction, and it's set up for this key, the blue key again. So the blue key does not operate this cylinder right here. So in order for all this to work, though, I have to have this cylinder out of the door handle. You know, the little lock that this all mounts into? So I have some these are for deadbolts, so they have a big, long tailpiece on them. You notice that tailpiece. So these are for deadbolts. And these are for the knob, the key and knob. So it could be key and lever, key and knob, doesn't matter. These all just mount inside that knob. But it's kind of hard to get that off of the, out of the lock. So you be a locksmith, you'll see how that's done over the years, and you'll know what you're doing. But, you know, for the homeowner, they're not going to be able to get this out real easy. They need some tools. So let's try it one more time, and we're going to do it with this other cylinder. So the folks say, oh, I got to have this, well, hey, let's just do it with their own system, okay? Because I know this all works. So this is all keyed up to the cylinder, and it's the A key. So the A key works right now. So now I'm going to put the A key in. I'm going to turn it like horizontal with the horizon, right? Horizontal. I push this little Smartkey divot pusher in. I just reset the key. I pull the original A key out, and I want the B key to work with this cylinder now. It's so cool. I love these cylinders. I really, really do. Now, if I don't push this all the way in the cylinder, if I don't push it all the way in and have the shoulder of the key, which is this little part right here and right here, if I don't have it seated in the cylinder properly, I'll lose the bitting. I'll be just halfway bitted inside of this. I'll just have that bitting in there, only halfway in the key, and it'll only know half of the key. That's where the homeowner makes their mistake. But if I push it all the way in and I turn it like this, now this key is set up for this cylinder. Now I'll do it without saying a word. I want the A key to work. Put the B key in, turn it sideways. Now these are not special keys. They're not cut the same. I push that killer little divot down. I pull the key out. I put the A key in. I turn it. I could have turned it any direction. It doesn't matter. That's the cool thing about these cylinders. And these are not the predecessor cylinders. These are all metal inside now. That's why they're so hard to pick. And you can't just, there was a tool on the internet, you could literally pull the guts out of these things. Well, you can't do that anymore. That's 5 years ago. So now we're set up here. Now let's say I want to just use my beautiful little cradle, okay? Because I love this thing. This is so nice. So there, I'm back to 0. I want this key, which is the A key, to work in this cylinder. It doesn't now. So I stick it in. I turn that little arrow right there to the face of the same picture as the face of the cylinder. Same picture. I just turn it. I just reset that, right? This is so cool. I love it. I stick in. Oh, forgot to put the divot in there. Having too much fun. Forget what I'm doing. Hear that little click? You know, I don't know why clicking is so nice to a locksmith, but it just is. Now I put in the A key. I just drop this out. And any direction I want. Doesn't matter. Oh, look at how cool this is. And I think why locksmiths don't like these, which I love them, they're great little cylinders. I think why they don't like them is because there's no maintenance. Now, I would charge the same. If the folks have lost the bitting on the pinning in the cylinder, they did it wrong, right? And there's no way to fix it. They call me all the way over there. You know, I'm just going to have to charge them full price to repin one of these things, right? Even though I can just take my killer little cradle, I still have to pull their cylinder out of their door handle. But this is such a cool little machine. I love it. Stick it in, pull it right to that position, push the pin in. I'm hoping I'm explaining this simply enough. All right, pull this out. Turn the key any direction. So there was some concern that this was an inferior cylinder. And I'm going to put your mind to rest This is not its predecessor. It is a very great little cylinder. I'm thinking it's super. You know, I'm a Medico dealer. So I have Medico, you know, coming out my eardrums, Medico everything. You know, X4, and I like X4. It's interchangeable even in these little babies, right? I can yank these cylinders, put in an X4. Now that's super high security, right? Drill proof, everything. But you know, this isn't a bad cylinder for the homeowner. I'm saying go ahead, buy those Kwikset beautiful cylinders, you know, at the 5 and dime stores you're getting them all from. And when you have a problem with them, let me know. Go ahead and leave a comment down in the section. If you're having problems with these, I just don't see it. I never hear an issue with it unless they just didn't set their key right. You know, they put this key in and they want to change it to another key. So they stick in their A key, they turn the cylinder, and the husband or wife is trying their best, right? They push that, it clicked, and they pull the key out, and they just don't stick it in all the way, you know? They just turn it like this. Now, once they dig it out of there because it's made a big mistake, the cylinder even tells you something's wrong, because now looky, it won't work. Now you got to call a locksmith. Or you could possibly, let's see if I can find that. If I can find where that key was setting, I know it works if you're just one pin off. I have never been able to find it half a key out. I think it resets all the little pins wrong, half a key. Yeah, I can't find it that way. So now what do I do? Well, got to call a locksmith. He has to yank this little cylinder out of your, lever handle, or, your little door handle. He turns his, he's the man of the hour because he's got this $34 little cradle, right? Kwikset key reset cradle. He sticks it in, he turns it like this. You know, he's probably not going to show you how he does this. But I wouldn't. I'd sit in my truck and do this. It's too embarrassing, right? All right, you have it all the way turned like this. And I forget which key it was. I think it was the A key. Oh, see, you can't make a mistake with this little cradle. You got to push this pin, little reset. I love this stuff. This is too much fun for me. All right, watch. Either way, I was turning it to the left. I'll turn it to the right now. Feel a little click inside there. Now looky, we're reset. Oh, the folks are happy. I put the handle back on, and I look like I'm a regular, knight in shining armor. So there you have it. There's the bottom of this little cradle. It's pretty nicely built. I will say this will probably last a locksmith a lifetime. Even if you drop it in the ground, it's pretty killer. So there you have it. The beautiful little Kwikset cradle. What do they call this thing? They call it, here's the number on it. It's called a SMT, Smart Reset Cradle Universal. So I'm highly suggesting it, you locksmiths. And then, you homeowners, if you can get your hands on this someday, when you get yourself in a pinch, you'll save that phone call to the locksmith. And boy, you will look like a real genius, even though this tool is doing all the work for you. So thanks, Kwikset, for inventing such a nice little tool. I highly recommend this. Thanks for staying till the end. Please subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, ring the bell, and I'll have more door and lock tips like this for you in the future. Thanks again, guys.